Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Lincoln Williams Show. This is going to be a little bit different today because because I want to talk about mental mental health and video games. That's going to be the topic over the next so this will be explaining some of the bad video games in a top 10 and a top 6 list or a top 7 list. Um, so so this is going to be a list of games that you should stay away from as younger gamers as they're developing. Um, so as their brains are more developing like every day, but you should stay away from these. You should stay away from these games because they can affect you psychologically, mentally, or sometimes it could be it can sometimes these games can be scary or something like that. So I'm just going to list a few today, like games you should stay away from at a younger age, or if you're sensitive to content. But I won't but I will list the content, but I won't explain what happens in the game. I'll just list the content that it has. So like the game has. I played like most of these, but I haven't played all of these. I sort of did my research. I played most of these, but I haven't played all of these. So I'll just list, what games I played for a little bit during my, a little bit of my gameplay time back in the past and all that stuff. But um, so so it's time for the top 6 to top 7 games that you should stay away from at a younger age, or if you have sensitive mental psychological problems. So and parents you should look out for these. You should look out for these games if they are playing them for long periods of time. And then I'll have a positive. Then I'll have a positive message, like a helpline, if you've been affected by any of these games, like in the past, or if something's like bothering you or something like that. So I'll actually, I'll just say one quick thing before I start. If you've been affected by any of these games, please do yourself a favor. Go take a break. Go out. Go walk outside, and just take a break. Just take a really long break from these games. If you've been playing them way too much or something like that. So, and switch your variety out. If you're playing way too much rated M games, if you play way too much rated M games, please do yourself a favor. Go over to a friend's house. Go over to a friend's house. Play a Nintendo Switch for a while. Play some Nintendo games or something like that. So that's one of the ways that you can get rid of the things that'll that I'll like mention in this video. So if you've been affected by any of these, just please contact um, just please play Nintendo for like long periods. It'll help you feel better. And I know because I got really some of these games I had problems with, but I recovered in a very short amount of time. I recovered from them, and I know what's in these games and all that stuff. So yeah. Um, so my subject today is on mental health and gaming, and I'm going to point out some of the things in some of these games that you should stay away from. Parents, you should definitely stay away from these if they're at a younger age and all that stuff. And please talk to a doctor, get some help, and play some Nintendo if they still want a game. Play some Nintendo for long periods of time. So anyways, let's get on with the list of the video. So these are the top 7 games that you should stay away from at a younger age. So number 7 is sort of like a Game of Thrones type game. It's called The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And what that game actually has is a little bit of sexual content. It has swearing going on. It has somewhat really scary monsters when you're like fighting all these monsters as really powerful sorcerer out in the wild. I'm not saying that this game is bad I'm not saying this game is bad for adults, but it's bad for the younger audience. So if you're playing this at like 21 years old, you can skip the cutscenes if they're bad. You can skip the cutscenes, but there's still going to be like swearing going on. There's going to be swearing going on in this game. So I played this for 4 hours at one point. But it was good, but it had so much, it had like a little bit of weird content in there. So Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, it's a good game, but it's bad for a younger audience. So definitely just stay away from that one for a while. So anyway, even though I have gameplay videos of it, they're appropriate, but they're still, you still have to be like 21 years old to be able to play this game. It's like you still have to be 21 years old to play this game. All these games that I'm listing, you have to be 21 years old or older to be able to play, some of these, because some of these may affect you in some way, shape, or form. So at number 6, we have the Call of Duty series. We have the Call of Duty series. Why do I have the Call of Duty series on here? So what you can do in this series, in the Call of Duty series, is go into a simulation mode, and you're like, killing guys one by one. Yeah, you're killing guys one by one in the game, and I can only survive like 30 minutes to an hour of doing this. I can only survive 30 minutes to an hour of doing this before I get really tired, or if I want to go do something else. So simulation mode, I tend like to do simulation mode in first-person shooters a little bit, but I don't get really affected by this, but you might get affected by this if you play long periods of time on it. So keep that in mind in the Call of Duty series. Also, there's a lot of swearing going on in the campaign. There's just a lot of war zones in some of the campaigns in Call of Duty Black Ops 1. So that's why I have to mention this. I have not played Call of Duty Black Ops 2 campaign yet. So that's why I'm just holding off for a little bit. But, still, it's a very serious shoot 'em up. So that's one of the things that you got to keep in mind when you're playing a little bit of Call of Duty. Try not to get sucked into it that much, okay, YouTubers? So, so that's the one thing to keep in mind of when, so that's the game for first person shooter fans. If you play a lot of it, just play a little bit of it every day. Try to keep it at a minimum. Okay? I know you like Call of Duty sometimes. I know you like Battlefield and all those types of games, but you got to keep your brain, healthy sometimes. If things are not looking good in your situation, so you got to be careful about that. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you, the gamer, should do, is reduce the time on first person shooters and go do something else, go play Mario Party or something like that with your girlfriend. Try to do different things than playing rated M games all the time, because so yeah. So at number 5, let's see, number 5. What's number 5? Number 5 is I think number 5 should be number 5 should be the Mafia series. The Mafia series is like really bad, behavior. It was really bad behavior back then in the 1950s, where the Mafia got really, involved in some stuff. The Mafia games are they're just bad in their own circumstance. They're just bad. They're just bad games. I know the remake of Mafia 1 came out, but it's just bad overall in general. I played Mafia 2 and Mafia 3. I did not like them because of their, bad storyline, bad behavior, and all that stuff. And I just couldn't handle it anymore. And, in the third game, they, call some of the characters like the N-word, or, it's really, really bad. So be careful when, when you're playing the Mafia series, because this one could really affect you in some way, shape or form. This one could really affect you, all that stuff. So please, ditch this series completely if you can. Just ditch this series if you can. So the Mafia series, stay away from. Okay, YouTubers? Okay? So, one friend recommended me this series, but, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So that's all I got to say about this. It was just bad. It was just really, really bad. There was lots of swearing, sexual content, and, just bad, behavior, just like the Grand Theft Auto series. So it's just bad behavior. So it's just stay away from this one. So, the fourth installment, it's probably okay. So the fourth installment on this list, it's a little bit, it's kind of controversial, but and that is Mortal Kombat. I'm going to list Mortal Kombat at number 4. Mortal Kombat at number 4, Mortal Kombat 11 especially, is a really gory mess when it comes to fighters. When you're trying to pick up a good fighting game, just go with Street Fighter or Super Smash Brothers. ditch Mortal Kombat if you're sensitive to gore or something like that, and really violent stuff going on in this game. Ditch Mortal Kombat if you're sensitive. So parents, if little Jimmy decides to play Mortal Kombat at a younger age, don't let him do it. Okay, don't let him do it. Don't let him play Mortal Kombat 11 for Switch. Just don't let him do it. Okay, so it's really gory. It's I got really disgusted with this game. And it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy for the human brain, to see all the violent finishers and all that stuff. It's just not healthy. Okay, so Mortal Kombat, it's a no-no. So Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 2 is okay, but Mortal Kombat 11 is not okay. Okay, YouTubers? Does that make sense? It's not okay. Mortal Kombat 2 is okay because there's not a lot of finishers in that one. But there is a little bit of blood. There's just a little bit of blood. But in Mortal Kombat 11, there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of gore happening in that game. So be careful and all that stuff. So anyways, at number three, we have a really, I don't know if it's controversial, but it's one of the messed up Metal Gear games in the series, and that is Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 is just, it turned out to be a whole mind experiment. It turned out, and that's bad. Metal Gear Solid 2 will mess with your brain. I have not played this one at all. I have not played with this one at all, but it gets kind of bad. Like 1 second you'll be fighting, soldiers, you'll be trying to hide from them, but then all of a sudden you're fighting a vampire. What? It doesn't make any sense. So Metal Gear Solid 2, definitely stay away from that one. Definitely stay away from that one if you can't handle mind-boggling puzzles in a video game. If you can't handle that kind of stuff, then stay away from Metal Gear Solid 2. Any other Metal Gear game is okay, not that one. And I won't have that one in my business. Okay? I won't have that one in my business. I won't have that one in my game shop. I won't even sell it. So I won't even take the game. So if you have a copy of Metal Gear Solid 2, do not give it to me. Do not do, anything to it, because it's sort of weird. It's really weird. And but anyways, it's just weird, YouTubers. Anyways, moving on to the next game in our list. It's a first-person shooter. We got another first-person shooter, and it takes place on Mars, but it turns into this really satanic type, evil type thing, and that is called Doom. Doom 2016. Doom 2016 was one of the most violent first-person shooters to ever came out. And so you're killing demons every 5 seconds in the playthrough, and it's really bad. So definitely stay away from this one. I played a little bit of it, but then I just gave up. I was like, I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle this anymore. I have a girlfriend. I'm selling my entire Doom 2016 collection in the business. I can't handle it anymore. So I can't handle Doom Eternal. You know, I won't even sell. I won't even offer Doom Eternal in my shop. I won't offer Doom 2016. It's so violent. But Doom 2019, Doom 1993 is good. It's pixelated. There's not much violence going on within Doom 1993 or Doom 64. So those two games are pretty good, but Doom 2016 is not so good. It's not a good game. It's not a good game for younger audiences. It's not a good game for younger audiences. Just don't play Doom 2016. I'm just ditching the series for the rest of my life. I'm ditching the entire series because of, this and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm ditching Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. Those will not be available in Replay Retro. You can play those at your own time if you like, but you're not gonna like your experience for very long. And so your girlfriend or your wife might get, disgusted by this or something like that. So be warned and all that stuff. So, and the final game that's really controversial, this game, number one is really bad. It's really bad. It's one of the worst rated R type rated M games that I have ever played in my life, and I was playing the online version all the time until I got really tired of it, and my parents got really tired of it, and that was the Grand Theft Auto series. This series you should definitely stay away from. You should definitely stay away from if you want to keep your brain healthy and all that stuff. Stay away from Grand Theft Auto. Just stay away from Grand Theft Auto. It is really bad. It is one of the worst content in any video game. And this is some of the, it was really bad when I, first played it. Fourth one was not all that bad, but it did get darker down the line. But I'm selling, GTA 4, but to an older customer who can, who likes these kind of games, but still, this is one of the worst video game series in existence. It is one of the worst video game series in existence. It has sexual content, it has swearing, it has really bad behavior within the storyline. It's really bad. So, if you've been affected by any, and you're just playing as the bad guy throughout the entire series, you're doing missions, but there was a workaround that you don't have to do the missions as you end up in the open world, but you're going to get bored out of your mind. You're going to get bored out of your mind because there's nothing to do, because there's so much crap going into the storyline. Man, I just wish that, well, they did make a really good Lego game, and there are a few games that you play as the cop, and I really love games that you play as the cop, not as the bad guy. Okay, YouTubers, play as the cop, Play as the cop's perspective. Don't play as the robber or any of that crap. So don't play it. Don't play Grand Theft Auto. Just don't play it. It is so bad. It is, and I wouldn't recommend it to any of my Christian friends. I would not recommend it to anyone who has a sensitive, brain. I wouldn't recommend it to, any parents, because it's just that bad of a game. It's just that bad of a game. So I have never seen so much swearing in my entire life in that whole series. Just, so much swearing. Man, it's the worst. And I'm glad that they are trying to get rid of it off, the video game market. I hope someday that they can get rid of it, because it's just that bad. So, anyways, YouTubers, anyways, if you've been affected by any of these games, do yourself a favor. Go over to your friend's house. Play some Nintendo. Play some Kirby. Play some Zelda. Play some Mario. Play some Mario Party with your girlfriend. The next series, the next top 10 list that I will do is the list of the top 6 happiest video games that you can ever play. So, this top 6 happiest. These games are going to make you so happy that you're going to jump out of your seat going, woohoo, and all that stuff. But anyways, this was the top 7 most baddest video games ever. But I did not play Mortal Kombat. I did not play Metal Gear Solid 2. I never played Mortal Kombat. I will stay away from those games for the rest of my life. And I will stay away from, GTA as well. So, anyways, YouTubers, I will continue to, protect, my brain and all that stuff. And, my goal in life is to, get all the crappy video games. If there's a crappy video game that I'm playing, I'm just going to throw it out the door. I'm just going to sell it and all that stuff. I'm just going to throw it out the door. I'm just going to continue to keep finding, bad games and, putting a warning out there, YouTubers. What's my time? Oh, 28 minutes. So this is the conversation that we have to have as gamers. What's healthy and what is not healthy, okay? YouTubers, we have to protect our brains, because we're still in the pandemic and we're still dealing with issues and we're still dealing with all this stuff. Okay? So do yourself a favor, YouTubers, if you've been affected by any of these games, go see a doctor, walk outside, go take a walk, go take a breather, go over to a friend's house, play Nintendo 64, play some Mario Kart, and play some Zelda, man. Play some Zelda, because that game is just really good. It's really, really good. It's really, really good for your brain too. So I love Zelda and all that stuff. It cured my depression, my second wave of depression. And me and my buddy Seth just sat down in the arcade, and he was playing A Link to the Past. I was playing Ocarina of Time. It was one of the best gaming experiences ever made. It was so worth it just to have a sit down and just just play some Zelda, play some Nintendo, play some retro games, all that stuff. Play some retro games, good old school retro games, all that stuff. But, anyways. Well, Mom, no. I'm recording. So, anyways, just, sorry, that was my mom walked in the door. But yes, YouTubers, you gotta stay away from rated M games every once in a while, okay, YouTubers? So that's my concern. That's my concern is that, as like in my family business, we constructed a program, an age program. If you have permission from your parents, you can play Call of Duty. But if you don't have permission from your parents or a parent or guardian watching over you, then, but here's the thing, YouTubers, I will never serve Grand Theft Auto. I will never serve Metal Gear Solid 2 in my business. I will never serve those games ever because of their content and all that stuff. Or Mortal Kombat or anything like that, except for Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 for Super Nintendo is not all that bad. It's not all that bad. It doesn't have any blood, doesn't have any gore. No, I don't think it has any finishers. So, anyways, YouTubers, so that's my recommendations. So, number 1, if you've been affected, go see a doctor. Number 2, go, go for walks. Number 3, go over to a friend's house, play some Nintendo if you're still wanting to game. And stuff like that. So, okay, YouTubers, I'm only trying to help you as for an arcade gaming experience at my business. I'm only trying to help you. I'm not trying to I'm not pushing you away from your favorite hobbies, but I'm just putting a warning out there. I'm just putting a warning, okay? So, anyways, my dad wanted me to do this topic, and it looks like I'm succeeding at this topic. So, anyways, YouTubers, and if you just want to wander over to your local Replay Retro gaming store, which is me, and play some Nintendo there, you're welcome to do that. We're opening up on May 1st and all that stuff. So select games, select content games will not be available at Replay Retro because of their content and all that stuff. So anyways, so that's my business model, but you can still, buy these games, from the store. I will still keep selling them, but, you just gotta be careful what you play, YouTubers, okay? You just gotta be careful what you play. All right, YouTubers. So the next video I'll be doing are the top 6 most happiest games that you can play with your girlfriend or your family member or any other member in your household. So the happiest games by Nintendo and all that stuff. And I think Minecraft should be on that list, but I don't know, but the top 6 most happy games. So that's going to be in the next video. So keep on playing some Nintendo games, okay, YouTubers? Don't be playing too much rated M games, okay, YouTubers? So that's my message for today. So that's my message for today, for this video, YouTubers. Stay safe. Play less amount of time on video games. Keep the video game time at a minimum, okay? Do something else. Go watch TV with your parents, all that stuff, and go watch TV with your wife if you have a wife, okay? So go watch NCIS Los Angeles or something like that. Go watch a decent cop show or anything like that. So, anyways, YouTubers, have a fantastic day, okay? You have a fantastic day, YouTubers, and I will see you guys on the next Lincoln Williams Show episode. I'll be back someday, YouTubers. Have a good one. All right, thanks. Bye-bye now.